Hey everyone, back out here at the range, and I've been working on a customer's Taurus PT22. He just got this a couple of days ago, and he was having some problems with it feeding, with the magazine staying in, and he said it was double feeding, and had my wife take it out this morning, and she said it wouldn't feed at all. Like you could, she was doing everything right, but it would just hit the ramp and it would just stay there. So I came out and I've got 3 different types of ammo. He was shooting CCI through it, and this is kind of an interesting little gun. And I'll tell you a little bit more about this. I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a review while I'm doing this. So we're gonna test this and see. I cleaned it. I went through, I did kind of a deep clean on it. You never know how long it's been at the factory and everything that way. So and then shipping and everything, how much dust has actually kind of gotten in there and could be protruding, or I'm sorry, blocking anything up or anything that way. So totally not the right word. Anyway, so I have 2 Remington golden bullets in here, and then I've got, this is an 8-round magazine. I'm going to put 2 Browning. These are just, I don't know if these are black aluminum coated. It doesn't look like it. It looks like they are just straight up lead round nose. And then I'm gonna put 2 Wolf brand in here. Okay, and so these are gonna go backwards. And then I'm gonna throw 1 more of the Remington golden bullet in there. And at first he had a problem with the magazine staying in. Would not want to like stay in as he did that. This gun is a little bit interesting. You have to push this little lever here on there, and it loads that way. You have to load the first round, which I'm going to use a Remington golden bullet for. And then that is what causes the slide to function. Put that on safety, and then I got it to stay in there. You can't baby some of these things. I'm not sure if he was or not. I'm not going to say he was. I'm not going to say he wasn't. But you do have to kind of put it in with some force. They are made to function with a certain amount of force applied to it, so that way it doesn't just come back out or anything that way. So it's being held by some sort of a force. And then the same thing, I see people all the time, especially being an instructor, I see people all the time when they go through the class, even experienced shooters will kind of baby that slide, that first round and stuff, so they want to close it very slowly. And when that first round goes off, it's going to hit and it's going to use force. So don't be afraid to baby it, slingshot it, pull it all the way back and let it go. You don't, in most of your newer guns, they're not going to fire if it's not all the way in battery. If the slide is not all the way in battery, they will not function. But you will have some older guns that will function without it being all the way in battery, or it thinks that it's all the way in battery, and it's really not, especially if it's being loosened. So let's go ahead and try this. I have an old target up here. I'm just standing 5 yards away. I'm not really looking for aim. I'm looking for functionality. So this is kind of my halfway review of this gun. We'll see. So I've got ears in, eyes on. Let's see. That safety is really pretty hard. This is a double action only, so the trigger pull is going to be, I don't know, about 8 pounds or so. Well, I'm seeing exactly what my wife was talking about. It is at the bottom of that feed ramp. It is straight in there. This one, I mean, factories do rush. Sometimes they're under a huge load. I work in a factory, so I know all about that. Right here, the firing pin is totally exposed. I mean, it's back in there, but if you can see that, maybe able to see that dot there. I don't have my finger on the trigger at all or anywhere near it, and it's totally out of battery, so this won't function. But I can see the feeding issues here. I cleaned that ramp really well to make sure that it would slide up in there, and those are the hollow points. So yeah, it's not wanting to go. So we're gonna so far, I'm not really liking this gun. I can't even put the safety on. So, of course, I cannot drop the magazine. I have to hold the slide back. And that's the result. Okay, so, yeah, wow. If you can see that, that bullet, I'm gonna try to get the camera to focus here. That bullet is smashed. Camera's not wanting to focus very well on that. There you go, a little bit. That bullet is smashed, so that is no longer, you could shoot it, but that's one that I would want to load in the first one. Next up is the lead round nose. Let's try it and see. Obviously, this is not liking, safety on, this is not liking the, actually I'm not going to use that at all. It's not wanting to even feed all the way in there. That's the way it is. So that bullet is going to be disposed of. I'll have to yank the actual projectile, the bullet. I will have to yank that out. Let's go with the Browning again. We'll load that. Safety is on. You have to do that. You have to put that down because that first one is going to create the action. So to come back. So let's try it with lead round nose. See how it works. Same problem. Exact same problem. Same thing, same place, everywhere. It looks like the magazine could be partially at fault. I was able to make it go, but the magazine looks like it is actually, I'll show you here in a moment. It looks like the magazine with the safety on, excuse me, has actually been, like the paint has been shaved off the top. So there's an issue going on here. All right, safety off. Now I have a stovepipe. So far, this is every single round. This is also, it's called a stovepipe, but also referred to as a type 1 malfunction. Okay, so the drill for this, to clear this kind of malfunction, okay, since we are out of battery, okay, so the gun will not function. The trigger is forward. What we're going to do is tap. Oh man. We're going to rack the slide, pull the slide all the way back, and try to throw that out. Okay, here's the deal. The safety is on. Okay, and now we're back in battery. Take the safety off. That one functioned, but it may have closed without one in it. No? Failure to eject. That one has been struck by that primer has been struck several times. That should be an empty casing there. Let me see if I can get it out. Yep. Empty case. So it never loaded the next one. I can see it in there, but it never loaded the next one. Let's try Wolf this time. Not that it's going to make any difference on the first round. Okay. Safety's pretty hard to take off and to put on. Safety's actually very hard to take off and put on. Okay, have another malfunction. Here we go, another failure to eject. This has been every single round we have had a problem. So this one, the casing started to eject, and it's literally caught in the side. It is literally canted in there, in the side. If you can see that, it is at an angle there, that way. So, okay. Loaded the next one. Safety off. That is really hard to put the safety on and take off. I don't really like this gun so far, from what I'm seeing. Now this does have a lifetime guaranteed free replacement and repair. So I will call my distributor and let him know we are having a problem with this. If I get a chance to get the new one in and to take it out and shoot it, I will. If the customer comes back and says, hey, I'll take it out and shoot it, I want to see, then that's fine. I'll have to let him do that. It's his choice. So if I get the new one in and he says, yeah, go ahead, take it out, shoot it, then and try it, let me know, then I will do that. So, and I'll show you the new one. We'll test out the new one. So far, let's see how many rounds. I still have 3 rounds left in this magazine. The next round is one of the Brownings, okay, to be loaded. So we have the 2 Brownings. We have the Browning in the chamber, and we have the other Browning here, and then we go right back into those Remington Golden Bullet copper-plated hollow points. So let's check it out. Go for a headshot, see how accurate. It's off to the left, but it did load. And it loaded that one, and it is way off to the left. Go for the little tiny guy up top. Have 1 round left. Nope. I don't. Well, it actually did hit about where I was aiming. It's still off to the left, but I have a hit here and a hit here, and I was aiming dead center. And I did not flinch. I pulled that trigger all the way to the rear. And then over here, I was actually aiming back over here, and so this is a little low and left. This one was okay, but I mean, all my hits over here, they're hitting kind of everywhere. This is not, they're iron sights, so they should hit right where you're aiming. And I mean, it's not, to me, something is off. Something seems very off. I don't know if it's the barrel and the twist and the way it's doing it. I don't know if it's the ammo, but it finally did do that. But again, I'm gonna pull that out again, and safety on. Nope, it just didn't. Of course, it probably does not have a slide lock on it. So you're gonna have to count your bullets with this, because there is no slide lock. It will not lock back. So I didn't think about that, because most of the guns that I shoot have a slide lock on them. So yeah, this does not have a slide lock or anything. There's no slide release, so nothing that you have to worry about there. The way this gun actually comes apart is you pull this up and you literally pull the slide off. There are two little tiny ears. They are about an eighth of an inch. Maybe, yeah. I mean, they're only like that. This thing still looks relatively clean. There is a small ramp. That ramp it really kind of bothers me. I seen that when I had cleaned it, but if you can see it, that ramp is like straight up and down. There's no real ramp to it. It's pretty well straight up and down, and that could be part of the problem there. It's just design. It looks like bad design. I'm not knocking Taurus. You know, I had a PT22 that I carried for 3 years. I shot it, I liked it. I finally did get rid of it just because I wanted to upgrade to something different. The triggers on those take a little bit of time to get used to. But again, obviously we are having some problems with this. I'm gonna load, let's just do 3 more. Let's see if we get another malfunction or if it will clear with the Browning again. So the Browning seemed to be doing pretty good. I'll go for a total of 5 shots. Okay. Let's go 6, so that way we have 5 in the magazine. Okay, 5. If I can get 5 straight loads through this, I would say it's more likely the ammo then. There we are. So we have 1 in the chamber, and we have 5 loaded in the magazine. Let's see if we can get 5 done. And these were some of the ones that were working a little bit better. They're the Browning BPR, just standard round nose lead. Now I did notice that this seems to have a hexagonal barrel, which using just straight lead could pack up in those corners of the hexagon barrel. So be careful if you have a hexagon barrel like a Glock and everything. It's recommended not to shoot just straight lead, because the lead will pack up in the corners of that hexagon shape. So let's go ahead and see if we get a malfunction here. I'll go for that little tiny one up there, and we'll see how the accuracy thing is again. Still off to the left. Okay. I would say a lot of it has got to be ammo. I got 5 straight rounds there with no malfunction. It does still shoot off to the left, and it looks like, let's take you up there and see. Oh, sorry, about dropped the phone. Let's take you up here and see. This little guy right up here is what I was aiming at, and I did get some hits, but these are totally like the bullet is just yawing up there. The bullet itself, instead of being straight, the bullet is actually hitting sideways up here. I have never actually seen that straight out. I mean, I'm at 5 yards, maybe. I was probably in front of the 5-yard line. Not a recommended, I would not recommend this gun for a self-defense gun. I know the debate is endless on having a 22 for self-defense. Even the police will tell you nothing less than a 380 because it just does not do enough damage. Now, I know there's going to be enough people out there that'll go, oh yeah, a 22 will kill. You're more likely to be killed by a 22 than you will anything else because it'll bounce around if it gets in. Okay, if it gets in, if you get the right shot placement. 22 is easier to handle. There's low recoil and everything, and you'll be able to get your hits on target right where you want them to go. It's cheap. It's great. You know what? Kudos. If that's what you want and you want to take that risk, kudos. But I'm just telling you the facts that 22 does not have a significant enough power to, if you get solid mass, it's not going to create that shock to the cardiovascular and nervous system that is needed to quickly end a threat. People say, oh, I'll get a headshot. Okay, well, let's take a look at this. You've got, most of the time, if you're going to use it in self-defense, you are either going to be sleeping or they're going to catch you off guard. If you do, maybe you're going into a parking garage or something that, I'm going to put the safety on anyway. Maybe you're going into a parking garage or something that way, and you notice somebody walking behind you and you get nervous, whatever. You're probably lucky if you notice. But that having been said, yeah, the chances of being on target, hitting a quarter-sized spot in the head to get that shock that you're going to need to instantly end that threat. Now, we're not looking for kills. I'm not teaching anybody how to kill. We don't glorify death or anything that way, so don't get me wrong there. But just the statistics of it, to get that shot for an instant end to the threat, then to get that quarter-sized spot with a moving target in probably a distance greater than what you're accurate with at that point in time, with a ton of adrenaline and other endorphins pumping through your veins, and your dexterity has now gone to crap because all the blood will instantly flow into your biceps and your core to get you, and your legs, into a fight or flight. Everything extremities, you pretty well kiss all your mobility and dexterity goodbye with that. So I mean, the chances of getting that shot off, very slim to none. So I mean, there's people out there that want to take that chance. That's fine. I have nothing. That is their choice. I am not saying anything against anybody that way. They want to, by all means, if they're confident enough in that they can make that shot. If you're confident in that, then that's your choice. And seriously, if you can do that, and you know you can make that shot, you know that you can make that shot in that situation in the dark, then go for it. Normally, I mean, if you're getting woke up, then you're not fully awake yet when all this is happening, and it's going to happen in seconds. So you have no time to react, really, and to think all the way through that. So by all means, if that works for you, then I cannot say anything about that. But I will tell you that even the police will tell you nothing less than a 380 is sufficient for self-defense. But with shots like that at 5 yards, and then those bullets doing something funky and weird like that, I don't know if I would want to carry that, personally. I don't know if I would trust that. I know the bullets entering sideways would probably do more hydroshock than just that alone, but they're also not going to have the energy there that they should to penetrate deep enough to get into that cardiovascular system there and nervous system. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. I know it's a little long, but if you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Scorley's Gun Shop. Also, Last Man Standing, or Last Man Standing LLC. And like our pages on Facebook, Last Man Standing LLC and Scorley's Gun Shop. And then don't forget to go up to the following and hit see first so you don't miss anything. If you like this, please share. Thanks, and stay safe, stay awesome. I'll see you next time.